Hi, I'm Tyler, and welcome to another episode of my Christian Music Week review. Each week I take 5 releases, LPs or singles, and after I listen to them all week, I come back here and I review them. I share what I think about them. So without further ado, let's get to this week's first release, Amy Grant's 30th anniversary edition of her album, Heart in Motion. Amy Grant's 30th anniversary edition of her album, Heart in Motion. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good 30th anniversary edition here. Pretty good album. My first time listening to this album, and it's pretty good. As for what's different about this 30th anniversary edition, so includes the full original album remastered, plus a few songs that didn't make it on the original album, plus some different mixes of the original songs. So let's dive into the sound here. So overall, definitely a pop feel, but can definitely have a pop rock feel at times on some of the songs when the electric guitar kicks in. Instrumentally here we have keyboard, drum, bass guitar, and electric guitar. And as for the mixes here, some of the vinyl mix in particular, I think the differences can be noticeable as there could be a little bit more instrumental feel going on, along with thicker instrumentation, mostly with drums and the bass guitar and the electronics. And as for the lyrics here, Amy talks about how her husband is so good for her, and with every heartbeat, she wants to love him the best she can. And she also talks about how their love for each other pulls them through, even when they hit a rut, even when they hit a hard time. Their love pulls them through that. Up next, Hillsong United's new single, Know You Will. Hillsong United's new single, Know You Will. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good new single here. Instrumentally here, piano, bass guitar, acoustic guitar, and drum. And as for the lyrics here, good lyrics here. Talks about how even when you can't see how God will make a way out of your dead end, you can, in faith, know that He will make a way out of that dead end. Up next, TobyMac's new live album, Live in Denver. TobyMac's new live album, Live in Denver. Let's talk about it. So, seems like a pretty good concert on the Hit Steve tour here. Enjoyed listening to this concert. The only thing I would say is that there were a couple songs I wish he did the complete song and not just part of it. But that's just my take. As for how the live version compared to the original versions, so the tuning for the key that half of the songs are played in are the same as the ones on the album, and the other half are played in different keys. So we definitely have some songs sounding different on here for sure. Kind of gives it a little bit of a unique feel. And as for style here, we have pop, hip hop, funk, and some degree, some hints of some flickers of rock influence. Instrumentally here, we have bass guitar, piano, drum, along with some synth, electric guitar, and horns. And as for vocally here, he has some backup singer with him, along with guest appearances from a few of his other hit Steep Tour artists like Tarian, Cochran and Company, Ryan Stevenson, and Aaron Cole. And as for Toby's vocals himself, he mostly sings on here, but he does rap on a few of the tracks as well. And yes, I mean by background vocals, backup singers in his band Diversity. And as for the lyrics here, pretty good lyrics here, touches on a few different themes. Talks about how Jesus' love saved him from a dark and empty past and into a glorious new future, into a bright new future. And also talks about how Toby is determined to live for Jesus with everything he's got, even when the temptations come, even when distractions come. And also talks about how he relies on God. He needs God's help to push through the darkness into the light. From darkness of hard times into the light of brighter days. And also talks about how he's captivated by the wonder of God's glory that he sees in his life. Up next, Swoope's new album, 24. Swoope's new album, 24. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good album here. Vocally, a mix of rapping, and sing. Instrumentally here, bass, synth, piano, along with some drums. And as for the lyrics here, pretty good lyrics here. Talks about God letting him be alive even when he thought he was through. And letting Swoope be alive even when he thought he was through. And when Swoope thought he was through. Also talks about being given another chance to love the people in his life, even when he stumbled there in the past, and God's forgiveness helping him to move forward in that. And also talks about choosing to proclaim Jesus' truth rather than chasing the money. Up next, our last release for today, Brvndon P's new EP, Outta Line. Brvndon P's new EP, Outta Line. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good EP here. Definitely got a feel good summertime feel. Stylistically here, a mix of pop, funk, and pop along with some funk and hip hop influences here. And instrumentally here we have bass guitar, synth, bass, and drum. And as for the lyrics here, Brvndon P talks about he and his wife working through the process of getting rid of anything that stands in the way of their love. And also, he asks his wife to let go of their worries and just enjoy the party tonight. Well, that's it for this week. Come back next week for 5 more weeks. If you like what you saw in this video, please subscribe and press the notification to see my videos every week when they drop on Fridays at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. Also, let me know in the comment below if you have any thoughts on today's releases or anything that came out today that you want to see in next week's video. Also, check out the playlist section for the My Music Muffin Streams playlist, featuring this month's songs from artists like Cutlass, The Afters, Aaron Shoes, Brandon Heath, Jared Camp, and others. Well, go now. See you next week. Bye!